I don't know. Fucking cars all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Lately I've been just scratching my brain, plumbing this Coyote and this Mustang. It's pretty overwhelming.
Oh yeah.
I mean, every kit you buy that's for a Coyote swap is like, yeah, it works with a Coyote in a pickup truck with a lot of room. It's just the limitations of this motor. I mean, it's not like you know, a, because it's close to the Art Morrison chassis, it's an Art Morrison problem or it's a Coyote problem. It's just like all the problems that I was married to when the project came. I'm just all these limitations are starting to like
Build
funnel
up.
down to right now. Like the AC compressor, it's so close to the frame that the vintage AC adapters they don't that screw onto the compressor. There's not enough room for them, so you got to get this other manifold adapter that goes to the bottom, moves the connectors to the bottom of the compressor. Can't get the fittings on there either, so now I have to remote mount the uh, basically the charging system, the charging ports for the AC, which is not how the kit like goes together, but just like what's next. And then the oil cooler and all that shit was like I didn't realize that we needed an oil cooler because the aftermarket says you don't really need one. But then after deciding that was I decided we didn't need one, but then we decided to pro charge it, and now it's like okay, we should probably be putting a cooler on it too. So luckily I didn't have any the remote oil filter already mounted or anything like that because it would have been in the way of lines to the cooler. And then I had to make a mount for the cooler too, which is not exactly an easy shape to mount underneath the car or in front of the car. It's just because there's so many coolers already. So it's a lot. How's it going for you?
So yesterday I got the K swap in the Honda to turn over,
Nice.
but I have no fuel and I have no ignition from my knowledge. So
Oh,
I don't know if it's a wiring issue or if it's the immobilizer for the key. I took the
oh,
immobilizer and the key out of the donor car, and I believe I have them wired incorrectly.
mm. How
But
do you, how do you, how do you even start there, bud?
I don't know. I was looking over wiring diagrams and pin charts and stuff all last night trying to figure it out. My wife kept trying to have conversations with me, and I'm like,
No,
babe, the
no, no, no. I'm zoomed in too
E27.
far.
I'm on the E27. Is this what I think it is? And then you ask ChatGPT, and it doesn't know well enough because I was like
Yeah.
having it search the internet for things. Well, then it just wants to tell you things whether you asked or not. And it's like, oh, what you need to do is you need to make sure you have up hot power going into this E25 pin. And I'm like, okay, that's designated as NEP. What does NEP stand for? It's like, oh, that's a constant positive. I'm like, okay, I just cross checked you to Google and on all sorts of websites says that that's the injector or the ignition pulse pin, which is for like a tachometer.
Sure.
I'm like, why are you trying to tell me to put power there? And it like argued with me. And then I said, okay, cite your resources. And then it was like, hey, you were right to point that out.
You're teaching AI, dude.
And then it says to me,
It's funny.
it says, I don't think it's your mobilizer because I ground the ECU just grounds the fuel pump relay to turn the fuel pump on. And so I grounded that pin and the fuel pump kicks on. And I'm like, okay, good. At least everything from the pin that it's supposed to be at back to the fuel
Going
pump does what
over.
it's supposed to.
That's working.
So I primed the fuel pump and then went to turn it over to see if I had ignition, and it turned over and didn't even pop or fire or anything. So I'm like, okay, tell ChatGPT that. So I'm like, hey, I think it's a mobilizer because I'm bouncing ideas off of it, seeing if it can scrounge up some sort of thing out of a forum for me. And it goes,
Okay.
oh no, it shouldn't be your mobilizer because if you tricked it and it didn't fire, then it it's another problem. It's ignition problem. And I'm like, wait a minute, but it said because you would have had fuel. And I said, no, no, no. Just because I have fuel pressure doesn't mean the injectors are pulsing and opening up into the chain.
if it was immobilizer, it wouldn't turn. Would it even turn over?
Yeah, in the Hondas it'll crank but not start. It cuts
Why
injector pulse.
did he do that? Come
I have no
on.
idea. It cuts fuel injector pulse and ignition. So you have no spark and no fuel injectors pulsing.
So that's exactly what you're running into.
That's what it seems like I'm running into. I haven't actually pulled a plug yet and checked spark because I just hate trying to check spark on coil on plugs. Because you're like, I don't know.
Let
I
your
don't know.
kid hold it.
There, yeah. I mean, I definitely got shocked a lot as a young man by spark plugs, but it just
Mhm.
is a pain. You know what I mean? Like it's not like a
Oh
small
yeah,
block Chevy where you just lay that sucker up on the intake manifold and watch it while you turn the
yeah.
key.
Let your jerk over.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Snowmobiles when you're a kid, like here, hold this.
I think the trick is you just spray a little starter fluid in the intake and see if it fires. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But so I had to teach ChatGPT that just because I have fuel pressure doesn't mean I have injectors pulsing fuel into the cylinders. So it could still be a mobilizer. And it's like, oh
You know
hey,
what you're doing
you're
though.
right.
You're helping ChatGPT become a better technician than anybody. You like eventually you're just gonna go to like you're gonna like talk like tell your phone the like what's wrong with your car and it's gonna give you an exact diagnosis. Like they're gonna replace mechanics for sure.
I gotta tell you, there's a shortage of mechanics, so it'd probably be okay.
Yeah, I mean for real. I there's gonna be a time where people are like, "Well, they're not coming for my job." I'm like, I don't know, man. You ever see a little? You seen a robot spin on a couple nuts? Like it's pretty impressive. Like they can change oil. They'll be able to do that easy.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I think that the cars will be so disposable that they're not gonna care about mechanics. But
Yeah, but even then, you're still gonna have cars in the operating. You know, like semi trucks. That's not gonna change. You know, there's gonna have to be like legit service. And if those people are missing, I mean, fucking robots are coming, man.
whatever happened to the Tesla semi truck thing that they were gonna be doing Tesla semis?
I don't know. I mean, I think it's just like anything else. You need the infrastructure for it.
Whoa.
Well, I mean, realistically, it's got to stay on the road. So the longer it's off the road, charging, you're not making money. I mean, I don't think the logistics are there yet. I mean, I could see it being a thing, but I don't think it's going to be there yet. I don't know. I'm still the more Teslas I see, I'm just like, ugh. The styling doesn't do anything for me. They just look different on the road. It's just, I mean, the trucks are hideous, but the cars are just, I don't know. They look like Toyotas.
The
I mean,
truck.
no offense to Toyota guy. Sorry, said the wrong thing in front of the wrong guy. That's funny. Offended,
Um
full blown offended.
the Cybertruck looks like PlayStation 2 graphics to me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
Or
when
it
it's
should
coming
be like
down the
the
road, it's like
background, like GoldenEye should be in the background.
Back to the Future when they're in like 1998 or whatever, or
And
whatever, when they go to the future. Fun
yeah, there's
fact: do you know that the Fiero 1996 Fiero concept car was in the future of Back to the Future?
no, I did not.
It was parked in
That's
front of the movie theater. When they're in the future, there's like
really
this crazy looking Pontiac. It looks kind of like a futuristic Trans Am concept car.
sure, sure.
Yeah, it's the Fiero concept car. They had like a V8 mid-engine. It was actually pretty sweet, but yeah, they thought that was the future. Pontiac is not part of the future. The secret, the secret's out.
That's too bad too, because man, when we were kids, Pontiacs were like the fucking thing, man.
Yeah, they were cool. Anytime I see a Cybertruck coming, I'm like waiting for the graphics to buffer. You know what I mean? it's, it's like the video game's not loading fast enough. It's
It's
coming
pretty
at you.
funny. Yeah. There's one around here that's like matte green, like an army green. It's like, come on, guys. I don't know.
I saw a
Ooh,
funny one.
I always like to see the sausage fingerprints on the stainless. That's always like, come on, guys. Like you can't even keep your own shit clean.
Have you seen that video of the guy taking the hubcaps off and he gets brake dust on his fingers and he's like, "This is absolutely not okay." Like He's like, this is
No.
supposed to be an electric and clean vehicle. What is this? It's like, that's, you want to stop, right? Um,
Yeah. Especially those big heavy things. That's way more brake dust than anything else is gonna fucking put off.
what if they come up with some sort of like electromagnetic braking system later, so there's zero contact?
I guarantee there's something better than brake pads out there. It's just a matter of they want us. I mean, yeah, exactly.
Spending.
That's all it is. I mean, I think with some of the technology that's out there, all these cars would be obsolete. But there's economies that are around all of it. So what are you going to do? Everywhere you go, there's parking lots in front of everything. What are in parking lots? Cars.
It's all
Like
about
that's what
cars.
people get. This. It is really. I mean, there was one thing. Well, I think it was like a sim, like the Sims or whatever, like that simulator thing where like whatever, like the early versions, like when they were actually plotting them out and like trying to replicate cities, they thought it looked so ridiculous because it was just parking lots. It's just mainly parking lots with some buildings. Like, yeah. So they cut all the parking lots out. So it made it look like it's, a nice, tight little city and you're just walking around. Like, well, majority of it, half of it's just parking lots,
It's true. Have you seen like
cars.
the new design language that they're putting on like these Kias and Hyundais, trying to make them look like the future? It's like some weird Tron stuff. I'm starting to see them pop up. I
Oh,
don't
like
know.
there's like a Hyundai, I think, with it looks like lantern lights in the corner almost. Like they're big. They legit remind me of a lantern. But then right next to it is like this tiny little projector light. I'm like, why are you making the turn signal or why are there running lights that are bigger than the headlights? I'm like, I'm not with it. Not with it.
I'm telling you, in Korea, it's got to look like Tron with like with all these things
Yeah.
running around. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's an interesting direction. I think a lot about like when we were kids, and like all the cars of the 80s and 90s, kind of like, I don't even know how to describe it, just overly simplified car shapes. You know what I mean? Like you think about a Cavalier or a Taurus, they have like, or a Grand Am, like they're all like the simplest shape, like just, we need an engine here, a trunk here, and the
Hmm.
the cabin here. So it
It
just
was
kind of like,
almost the same formula. It
but
just really just yeah. I I agree.
there was like no frills to it then, and now we're like moving into this, I want to call it, what would be a good word for that? Like it's kind of it's like really shallow. Everything looks like it's fancy, but like it's just so shitty.
To be honest, I think a lot of some of the styling in the new cars, you see these like on the sides of the like, let's say it's an SUV, and within the two doors, there's like these really harsh, jagged body lines that go inside, And it's like, why do they do that? Well, I can tell you why. It's not like a 98 Cavalier door where it's one big swoop. You would have to have you have to have a nice rigid panel to be able to do one big flat thing. They're using such chintzy shit. They're stamping all these rigid body lines in them to hold
Keep them
rigidity
stiff.
and make
Yep.
them sound expensive. And then when you look down the side of them, it's just a wrinkly. It's just fucking terrible. I mean, we'll go around a Ford parking lot or a Ford dealership and look at all the black trucks. They're fucking terrible.
I
Like,
mean,
ugh.
and the clear coat's getting so thin now that they barely have a gloss on them.
Yeah. Well, I think they're intentionally starting to leave a lot more peel and stuff. I mean,
Mm-hmm. I think we
they
started
look
seeing that 15 years ago, where the paint can,
yeah.
like, the paint finish was getting worse and worse and worse. Not me.
Yeah, if you wet sanded and like wet sanded the clear down on a new vehicle, it would look so bad because it would show all the imperfections. It would look terrible, like terrible, terrible.
I think
Even
it.
our Bronco.
I think it's the Fords is the big one that, and once you get near the door handle, they go pardon. Every single
Yeah,
one of them.
yeah, because well, they do those aluminum doors and they think that they're like the cat's ass. I mean, you can't put a door skin on them. I mean, some people put door skins on them, but I don't know how they do it without cracking them. And all the experience I have with those door skins is you bend that flange over. I don't care how soft you are with it, it'll crack. Like, so you just put a whole new door on it.
I'm so soft.
Yeah, I don't get it, but whatever.
I think because aluminum work hardens, so I think when they first make it, and aluminum, it actually gets harder. The time from extrusion or stamping or whatever that they make the aluminum to the time
Mhm.
that it's formed, it changes drastically. So like at my work, we do things with aluminum. I hate that they call it pipe. It's aluminum tubing, whatever. So if you get it, we'll get it straight from the mill. When we first get it from the mill, it bends really nice, soft, buttery bends. If by the time we're done with our, we'll get 250, 300 pipe. By the time we get through that in, let's say, a few months, it's quite a bit stiffer. So, because it not only work hardens, aluminum actually ages, and like the older it gets from the time it was extruded, it gets stiffer. So when they make it a new aluminum panel at the Ford factory, they're stamping out the shape, and they're probably going right to the next line where they fold the pinch weld over, not pinch weld, but where they fold it over the other panel, and
Yeah.
it's going to go a lot easier because for one, it's the first time it's being bent, and two, it's very, I don't know what the word is, young. It's pretty
Yeah,
fresh,
I guess
so
so.
it bends
That makes
easier.
sense.
So
Wow. Never would have known. Look at you teaching me things.
yeah, like when we bend um like a U bend in aluminum, and this stuff's about 1/8 inch wall, a little over 1/8 inch wall. When we bend that on a new one, it'll bend a really nice round bend. But after a few months of sitting on the shelf, when they go to bend, they want a sandwich.
Sure.
Like the aluminum doesn't want to just take the shape so nice anymore. It starts to collapse. Not it doesn't get like kinky like a
Yeah,
like a
just like the fold.
exhaust, but it starts to fold and get like oval shaped.
Sure. Weird.
Weird.
Science. That's what that is.
We're
That's
teaching you
science.
stuff, people. We're teaching you
Huh.
stuff.
Every day. You think you know it all. I don't. I think you're wrong. Right?
Uh, I think it's CeeLo Green says it seems like everywhere I go, the more I see, the less I know.
Yeah, that's pretty heavy. Pretty heavy.
Marinate on that for a little bit.
Hmm. Okay.
All right, okay, we got that out of the way. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So plumbing the coyotes coming along. You're just
Yeah.
packaging is the worst part of any build, I think. Like it's always fun when you're putting the big stuff together. You're getting the sheet metal on, you're getting the motor in,
Yeah.
you're getting the tranny in, you get a drive shaft in. You're like, man, things are coming together. You do
Yeah.
exhaust, get all the big stuff, and then all the little stuff just slowly makes everything more terrible.
Yep. I mean, just running the so the little H pipe deal that you have that goes in between the manifold and the HVAC system or whatever. They have an H pipe so the one head doesn't get hotter than the other and throw a code whatever. So I'm trying to figure out where to place it. So I put it on like on the outside of the inner fender to the fight through the firewall. And as soon as I got it in there and put the fitting on the inside, the fitting is like, I don't know, it ends up being like 3 inches long. It's like an elbow and it's about 3 inches long once it gets adapted down. And it's like it's like another 3 inches away from where the actual uh, HVAC system pipe comes out and sits. And I need to put a controller in between there. So I didn't have enough room. So I had to bail on that idea and move it up to in front of the apron where it goes through where the cooler lines actually go through the apron. So I think it'll work better. I have more room for the controller. Actually have room for the compressor or the dryer for the compressor in that corner over there. And all be kind of hidden underneath the inner apron or inner fender or whatever. But it's like you get the kit you think you need, you get it here, realize that a third of the fittings won't work. So now you have to figure out what those fittings are on each end because they're not just like something you can go out and just like, oh, this is the part number. Not usually anyway. Some of these do have part numbers on it, but yeah, it's just and that's like in in every plumbing situation, there has not been one where it's like this kit worked for everything. Like that's the frustrating part.
Building cars.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, that's
If you can't
really
get
it is.
everything from
That's
one company, that's how it always seems to fit.
yeah. I can see, bigger companies, I'm sure, like Roadster Shop where they got like, $10,000 in AN fittings. It's just like you go to the cabinet and grab a different one. But it's a little more of a learning curve for me, I guess. Maybe next time you just buy a bunch of fittings and, you know, some of it's just sitting on fucking couple $100 in fittings. Who wants to really do that? Or thousands of dollars in fittings. Who wants to do that?
Mm-mm.
And then you got to make sure you remember that they're there and they're actually applicable to another vehicle. Because if they're not, then why would you even keep them in stock? So I don't know. But we got headlight trim rings for that Nash, that 38 Nash. There's only one company that makes a retrofit from the size of, basically you just have to measure the width of the headlight you have and see if this kit will retrofit it to a 7-inch sealed beam bulb, you know. There's only one company that makes them. So, and it's, when I ordered it, they're like, this is for this kit's for it's got a bunch of different cars, 37 Nash. It goes to 36, 37 Nash, and then it jumps to like Plymouth and all kinds of different things that this trim ring headlight kit will work with, right? So I call and I'm like, so I don't. There's not much difference between a 37 and a 38 for headlight wise. I'm like, don't you think it would work for a 38? And he's like, well, who said it would work for a 37? I'm like, well, your website. He's like, oh no, no, you can't trust that. I'm like, it's your website. And that's the one place that sells them. So yeah, it was pretty frustrating, but it took me like a half hour to get across to him what I was looking for, and I was still better off just ordering it on the website and whatever. And it took 3 weeks for them to ship it to, which was, I don't know if it's made to order. I don't really know. So I got to tackle that. So the headlights are like rotten and bent up. So I'm glad we bought the kit because I think the kit hides the flange up front that holds the stock headlight trim ring, which I thought that which totally needs to be rebuilt. And I'm like, if it's going to be covered up, we're just not going to rebuild it. We're just going to make it, fit these headlight trim rings, and it's
Right.
custom. And it's my just it came custom. It's going to leave custom. It's not a stock car by any means. So I just got to tackle that. It's going to be. They're made like they're kind of chintzy too. So I don't know. I'll have to make it so they're not so chintzy and like how they mount. And the kit, they're like, if the headlight is just a little bit larger than the trim ring, then you put the trim ring on and you just body filler around it to meet out. I'm like, yeah, that's what they tell you. Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, well, let's just get the kit here, and then I'll make the headlights fit the trim rings. Seems a little better, right?
Just
Because
let it in.
if I have to rebuild it, might as well rebuild it to what we're going to be using, right?
Right.
Because
So
the
at least you
customer's
have
kind
something
of
to
worried
start with.
about originality. Like the whole time he's like, he thought that even if we move the gas door, because the gas cap came through the quarter panel, it was really gaudy. All you had to do is like turn it, and then it's in the trunk. So I'm like, well, let's just turn it. Well, can I put collector plates on it if I have if the gas cap's not in the stock? Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I
Like
don't
I don't
think
know.
the
You got a small
DMV
block
knows.
Chevy in it. What do you think?
I don't think the DMV knows where your gas filler is supposed to be on,
No, no.
on a 38 Nash. It's only an 88-year-old car.
Yeah, with nothing stock about it, anyways, except for kind of how it appears.
Yeah, but he
But
doesn't want to pay registration every year. Do you understand?
yeah, neither do I. Who does, right? Oh
uh,
yeah.
he could just get a hobbyist plate and it does the same
A
thing.
lot of people don't like them because they're green.
Oh, you don't want the green plate?
They are really ugly.
Yeah, I know.
Like really, really ugly. Yeah. I don't know why they don't like let you pick a color. They're starting to get better at that now. Like Wisconsin has like a like if you wanted a black plate in Wisconsin, you got a Road America plate. But now they actually have like they call it yellow retro. It's kind of like the 70s yellow. And then they have a black one too that's just black and white. It's just pretty cool. But
Hmm. Did you so like as a high schooler, I always was like, I'm gonna get a custom plate for this car I'm building. You know what I mean? And it was just
yeah,
one of
yeah,
those things that you're always spent so much on the project when it came time to
right.
getting the license plate, you like couldn't spare the $100 or whatever it was.
I know because it was a pain in the ass too, and you had to wait like months and months, and yeah,
You
yeah.
had to fill out forms with multiple different variations that you accept and
Oh
then
yeah,
what order you prefer them in, and it's a whole thing.
yep. Well, it's still like that, but yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Did have you ever gotten a custom plate?
yeah, yeah. We have. I got some ordered for this. We have our so it's like our business cars have HHK on them. So it's HHK, HHK1, HHK2.
Nice. Yeah, I when I re-registered the Tundra, now that it's not just the $2,000 beat up Toyota, now it's
Sure.
now it looks like more than that, but it's
Now
still
it's a
two.
$4,000.
Yeah, I mean it's like at least a $4,500
Yeah, at least.
beat up Toyota. Uh, yeah, and now I went and I got in Florida they have like 50 different plates.
Oh, sure. They do in Wisconsin too. There's a lot.
So I ended up getting a black and yellow and white plate. So
Sure.
it's cool, and it's got like a shorter number on it. I didn't go with like custom lettering. I didn't really
Sure.
care. I didn't know what I'd put on it,
Yeah. Sometimes it's like, yeah, what would you put on it?
so I didn't care so much about that. But I was tired of the white plate with the orange in the middle of it for
Yep.
on a black truck. So
Yep.
black license plate. Here though, I think that plate's $25 a year or more. It's like
Yeah.
it's very minimal. Um,
Ours is 50. I just, so when I got the Audi, it comes like the way I bought it, it comes registered and all that shit. Um, so they already sent plates for it, but it was like $15 to get Road America plates.
nice.
That's the custom plates. So yeah, it's pretty sweet. Affordable.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like that stuff's getting less crazy.
And up until like 2 years ago, you still had to do by mail, which is fucking crazy to me. But you can do it online now.
Mail it in. Yeah,
Yeah,
filling
print
out a
this
paper
form, go
thing.
online, print this form out, and then mail it to us. Duh.
Wisconsin has so many different little things. I used to have them all memorized because I'd done it so many times because I probably registered 20 something vehicles there. But like people
Yeah.
all the time would be like, "Oh, I can't make it up to the DMV and blah blah blah." And I'm like, "Oh, well, you can do this form here and it allows somebody else to pick up a title for you. You just have to say like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I started getting all
Yeah,
that.
there's all
Or
kinds of quirky little forms that you can fill out that seemingly I know people fudge with, you know.
oh, I'm sure. I've had it like where I don't know, remember if I lost a title on a car I had bought or they
Yeah,
had a title
gone through it.
that they signed or whatever. And so what I would do
That's
is
terrible.
I would fill out the form so they could have me go pick up the new title for them. Because, as soon as you need somebody to
Mm,
go to DMV, the deals start getting really sour. So then it'd
yeah,
be like, all right, you give me, you know, I'll go pick up the new title and then I'll bring it to you and
yeah,
you sign it over. And I've had some luck with that, but all that stuff gets so hairy so fast.
yeah, yeah. Anytime, yeah, you're not wrong. Boo,
Ooh,
DMV. Boo.
man, I gotta get this Honda
Yeah,
going so I can get working on paint.
yeah, dude.
I'm
Get
working
some
with
of
a
those.
paint company now, so like my vision of what because I'm trying to do this whole thing, it's for the YouTube. It's not really like benefiting
Yeah,
me any. Yeah, the car's gonna be worth more painted, but the way I'm painting it, it's gonna narrow the market very small.
yeah, yeah.
So I was
I don't
about
think it's as small as you think, though.
no. I don't think it's like I think it'll still sell. So
I think that market's actually getting bigger right now.
yeah, I'm working on trying to get everybody to remember how awesome it was.
But I mean, a car like that, if it's like everything's pretty much been gone through and it's under 20 grand, like somebody's gonna jump on it. It doesn't matter what it is. Like if it's a fun car and it looks like it brings you back, like, dude, I'm getting fucking teenager feelings just keeping this Audi washed and shit. Like it makes me feel young again. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah. So I was designing my paint around like because I wanted to do a chameleon because it'd just be silly. I was designing my paint around like how much I was spending on materials. So I was gonna have the predominant part of the graphic be white just because it'd be cheaper.
sure, sure, sure.
And like so I was kind of spreading or you know what I mean, calculating how much of each color and how much it's gonna be. And I'm like, well, if I do this, it's gonna be but now that I got a paint company that's on board for the YouTube build,
Yeah,
they're sending me enough chameleon to do the whole car
sure.
and then they're sending me the white and the silver to do graphics, and so I completely changed. I'm going to go more leaning towards mini truck scene.
Hell yeah, dude.
There was a few very few Civics back in the day that had like a full
Yeah.
show car airbrush that were
Oh
like
yeah.
really cool. So I'm going to go with that. Like it's going to have a big graphic that kind of comes up the side.
Nice. Are you gonna
It's
do
going to
like the
be
pinstriping with like like the tribal-ish pinstriping where it like you ever see that instead of running a straight line down your like flame, they'll like whip it out and
Yeah.
like make it look like really crazy and shit.
I don't know that I'm gonna hand stripe the edges.
That stuff's easy though, because you don't gotta be like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
just like a bunch of whips, you know?
Yeah, the only problem with hand striping is then you have a lot of you got to wet sand all that layers out of your clear. Like, you know what I mean? It builds you see it
Yeah, I
through the
do.
clear. So you see it through the clear, so then you end up flat sanding it.
It really depends on the look. Yeah, I mean, if you want it flat in the end, I mean, some people just do it on top when after they clear it.
That's not terrible idea. Then I'd have a lot of time to do it.
That way, you could actually you get a little like if you get a little blowout from your from like color to
Airbrush.
color,
Yeah, on the
you
tape.
can. I mean, you can fucking sling a pins, just add a little lick in that certain area and cover it up. You know,
I might keep that in mind. I'm thinking um because it's gonna kind of like the chameleon's gonna be the main color, and then it's gonna kind of have like this big white. I hate to call it a tear, but you know what I mean. Have like
yeah,
a big white
yeah,
kind of tear graphic up the
yep,
side, and then there's gonna be like a silver tribal in it. With I'm gonna try to airbrush some layers into the silver tribal that's
sure.
gonna come through it, and then I'm gonna have white for the rest of it, and it's gonna be dropped, shadowed down under the chameleon, so you have like some depth there, and then uh I think there's going to be a couple different graphics in the white. And then, I'll have like a asymmetrical one that comes up because the engine's going to come through the hood. So I'm going to have and the white graphic kind of like come up on the one side of the hood and kind of capture the valve cover.
Are you gonna try and run the color for the valve cover like into the like the same color, kind of make that flow
Yeah.
through?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
want
dude.
I want the white graphic to flow through the white valve cover.
So this Honda, are you gonna do like body kit or anything like that?
I don't think so. I'm just going to do a front lip and then a little ducktail spoiler. I don't want it to be I
That's
just
cool.
I just I don't know. The stock body on the Civic has a look, and I just don't really think I could find a body kit that would please me more. So I think just lower it, which I'm putting coil. I got the front coilovers in. My wife and kids started pulling the back suspension yesterday to do the rear coilovers and control arms, anodized red aluminum control arms, fancy, um, the finest Chinese parts. But I'm gonna slam it stock body. Like I said, it's got a front lip on it. I don't know if I'm gonna keep the one it's got or do a different one. And then I'm going to do a little carbon fiber ducktail spoiler, and we're going to let the paint do the talking, not the body kit. You know what I'm saying?
Nothing wrong with that. I can dig it.
Yeah. It'll be fun. It'll make a lot of people giggle, I think. But I didn't consider pinstriping it over the paint. Because I'm gonna airbrush it, and I guess I'll see what it turns out like after airbrushing it. Um, maybe it needs something. I don't know.
That was always part of the paint scheme that I was going to do on my S10. It was like I had the tears going like two tears going one way, a third one going across it the like that way, and then like a couple different color stripes behind it and through it, and then all the tears were going to have like the whip pinstriping. But it was like everybody was painting their shit in tech class, and it's like, well, do you want this paint job to be an entire week? Or do you want to just get it done today? It's like, stock color would be cool too.
Yeah,
It was all repainted stock. So, I mean, when, I don't know, you didn't really have to worry about picking a variant of the stock color. So you could almost pick the cooler variant.
right.
There were some
Darker,
variants,
darker
you know,
flop.
yeah. I mean, there was some that were like a lot more vivid. So,
Yeah, I want to be able to do it in 2 days, which is going to be a stretch.
dude, that's too much. Or are you going to use, like that tack paper stuff? Or are you going to pin, like, what are you going
I
to do?
so the company that's doing the sending me the paint, they're actually sending me a bunch of fine line and stuff too because they make their own fine line. I think that's actually how their company started. They were making fine line tape, and then they transitioned into because the guy that owns it's a custom painter. He's got a ton of stuff out there on YouTube and Instagram, pretty cool. But I think I'm gonna be able to. I don't know. I was looking at that tack paper, the transfer paper, whatever you want to call it, but I don't know if I'm gonna need it. I think I'll be able to pull it off with just doing just masking it, fine line the
Usually the
shapes
hard
in,
part,
and then
the thing that masking tape helps with is like you're going from door like across panels, it can seal your door edge. Like if you're cutting out from here, cutting out here to go across your panel meeting, that's just going to blow into your panel edges. So it kind of helps seal that so shit's not actually traveling and landing too.
right.
Is that taping those jams suck balls when you're doing stripes. You got to
Yep.
worry more about that, Yeah.
Yeah. It's gonna be. That's the worst part of doing multicolor
Yeah.
airbrush stuff and striping stuff is just blowing through in the jam, getting the jam edge clean, and um,
Oh, the airbrush you're painting is the easy part. It's fucking masking is terrible.
yeah. I've been
And you
looking at
got to
all
have the
sorts of
patience for
wacky
it. That
wacky airbrush stencils. Not to
yeah,
stencil like skulls on it, but like just
right.
different textures and stuff like that. I haven't found anything groundbreaking. I did find one that I thought could be kind of quirky and cool. I found it. It's like circuit board stencils.
Oh, sure.
I thought it could
That's
be
nice.
kind of like a goofy, like
Sure.
retro futuristic.
It
Have
could
like
just be like behind, like
yeah,
the first thing down kind of a thing.
yep.
Yeah.
I thought it
Be
could
cool to
be
do like
interesting.
something like that and like one other thing that would be like not quirky, but almost tie it together.
I was thinking about doing that, and then I found these kind of like it's like hexagons, but it's kind of warped hexagons. So
Sure.
doing like the microchip or the circuit board layer, masking some of that off, and then
Sure.
doing like a tear where there's like this hexagon layer over tear like over it. So it's like the
Sure.
circuit board's under that, and then have my tribal 2000s
Sure.
nonsense over it. I don't know. I'm fighting the urge to paint like a giant dragon in the dragon's eye or something in the
Oh,
tear.
don't do that.
The Mayflower on a big wave coming down to Plymouth Rock or something. You know what I mean? Oh wait, it's not a full size band.
Fucking Christopher Columbus on the hood.
Christopher Columbus like holding somebody's head because we found out he's a terrible
Fighting
person.
Abraham Lincoln. They're just like fighting each other. He's a
Have you?
wrestler. They're wrestling.
Yeah, like Abe Lincoln Vampire Hunter though.
That's fun.
Yep, a pterodactyl flying above him.
Yeah.
Maybe I should do a full size van.
Yeah, dude. Like a lady standing on a cliff with like a giant fucking laser gun, sort of just like protecting.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my God. Have you ever seen the movie Fubar?
Yes.
That came out in like the early 2000s. Oh my God, it's so goddamn fun.
I don't. I barely remember it, but yeah.
Two Canadian guys. It's like a mockumentary about two Canadian guys. It's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
Not to
It's
be
not ever,
confused with Fubar, the new TV show with Arnold Schwarzenegger.
it is not the same. When I saw that, I'm like, this is not even close to the same.
uh,
Yeah.
I saw a new thing. Porsche is supposed to be bringing back the 944.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
I don't.
Everybody's got like, I don't know. There's always what I can't remember what company it was. They just teased. It wasn't Toyota just teased the MR2.
Oh, I think
That
that's
was like,
happening.
you think it is happening?
I
Because
think
they
so.
made it sound like they released some info on it, and then the next day they were like, "Ha, joke."
I didn't think so. I thought I saw
I
stuff for a
I
while,
saw
but
shit that was like, you see it on the internet. You don't know if it's fucking true or not. So I mean, just scrolling through past Instagram isn't like definitive fucking proof that it's happening or not happening. So for me, it's like, yeah, I saw some stuff, so I don't know if it's true or not, but it'd be cool if
I
they did an MR2 an actually gas motor.
yeah, that's the plan. According to Google, which has never spread misinformation or been wrong, its AI says because we just talked about how trustworthy AI is.
Yeah, that's
They're
perfect.
bringing it back. Mid-engine,
Nice.
2.4 liter, 3 to 400 horsepower. It's supposed to be what I was reading is it's supposed to be like the next tunable motor, like you know what I mean? Like they didn't do very good job with like those BRZ Toyota 86 things.
Why did they put something fucking in it though? Like, I mean, I get it.
Like what?
I don't They have they have vast exposure to anything they want. Like something fucking bigger than a four cylinder. No offense. Like
I don't know. The MR2 is a tiny car.
it is a tiny car. So is a fucking McLaren.
Well, that's what they made the GR for,
I guess, but
with the twin turbo V8.
yeah. I mean, those cars they're cool. They're kind of cool looking, but they're not really my cup of tea.
Yeah,
Like as far as like,
they definitely have Lexus design language. You know what I mean? Like that.
but it's like too. It's a little too understated for what it is
Yeah,
in my
that's.
eye.
I mean, look at like the Lexus LFA. That was a very understated car, but it had a V12 or V10 in it. They don't like
Yes,
in person. They're pretty wild, but like
sure.
when you look at them, they are kind of way more simple than they need to be. But I think that's like a Lexus likes to do the
For
humble
angle,
brag. They like to do the
yeah,
humble brag stuff, kind of like your Audi. Like it's not really sports car
I could see
looking.
that.
And like if you look at it in pictures, like sometimes some angles it's like looks like traffic, and then sometimes you look at it and you're like, hey, wait a minute. You know what I
Dude,
mean?
even just walking around this thing, you're like, oh, that's just some like, just it literally looks like traffic, and then you catch one angle, you're like, fuck.
Muscle car?
Yeah, yeah, for real. It almost feels like it looks like a from the side. It looks like if you were just glancing, it looks like a Holden,
Yeah, I
like
could see
that
that.
G8 Holden kind of ish, a little bit. Anyway, I always thought those cars were pretty cool, but
Eh, I think they're just cool because we don't have them.
that's why. Yeah. I mean, but for, I mean, they're a better handling, better car. That's why GM partnered with them to make. I mean, I think wasn't that when they brought the Camaro back? Pretty sure that was Holden based.
I don't know if the Camaro was. I know like the Pontiac G8 was just a straight Holden Commodore, and to be honest,
Yeah,
not
and the
that great.
Caprice.
The Caprice is kind of cool.
But that's a Holden,
Yeah, I know. They're cooler than the American cars for sure. Like Pontiac didn't have anything better than the G8 at the time. But
right?
like I worked at a Pontiac dealership when the G8 GXP was out on its rampage, and I got to tell you, like, still felt very Pontiac.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
don't know.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I thought they would should have did. I think they would have did really well if they would have did that. The Holden, the pickup truck Holden.
Oh yeah, the
That
Ute.
would, yeah, that would have sold. I think that would have been a pretty good idea. It would have been. They would have sold more of them than the SSR. I think
There's an
that was a
SSR down the road from me, and every time I see it, I'm like, I don't know about that.
dude. I really think I'm I'm one of the very few that think that if you cut it up enough and changed enough things about it, it would be pretty rad.
I think it has potential, but I think there's like I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what that is. Like when you look at an HHR and SSR, and I'm not saying they're the same thing, but they have like similar. We're trying to look like the
Oh,
'40s design
it was a,
language,
you could say it was the same design team. You can
right?
definitely say that.
Right. They're supposed to be retro. They're supposed to be PT
Yeah.
Cruiser, you know. But you can
Yep.
just see in the way that things are stamped, like the certain radiuses and the way the edges are done, that it's just cheaper. And I just feel like you can see that thin edge somehow.
You know, the few I've worked on though, the fenders feel like fenders. I mean, it
Yeah,
feels,
yeah, yeah. I just think it's I don't know. It just has like that modern economy like look to it in a way. But yeah,
I
I'm
think
sure.
you'd have to ditch the mirrors, the headlights and the taillights, and the
Yeah.
grill. The
Yeah.
problem with the car that I see, I think, because I almost bought one, but it was a 6 liter 6 speed car, and the like you pro charge them and they're like 650 horse or some fucking thing. So that would be like a monster, you know. And it's just a guy up the road, a buddy of mine that lives in town here. Anyway, um, but when you look at the suspension and how it's built, and how the frame is built, when you look like just generally just glancing under the car, let's say like I'm gonna buy this car and I'm gonna slam it, like the frame sticks down so far. All the suspension components are mounted really down far, and I think because they're making room for all that the roof components and all that shit. Like it's not like a very easily customizable car or
Right.
truck, whatever you want to call it.
Huh.
I worked at a dealership when that came out. Like there was a brand new one. It like just came out, and the dealership pulled one. Like we just got one in, and we're fucking with it. The battery died. You put the roof up and down 3 times, and the battery would die. it was like right off the bat. It was like, oh, these are kind
America.
of well, yeah, yeah, we're nailing it. Yeah.
What do you think about the Prowler?
I really didn't know. I mean, I thought they were really cool off the bat. Their fault. They would have sold like 10x of them if they had a V8 in it. It wouldn't even had to be. It wouldn't have even had to been a high horsepower V8. It just get the sound coming out of that car, and it would have been a banger. It's cool now to see people putting like I don't know, people are putting V8s and shit in them and stuffing them together.
Yeah, modified, they're becoming pretty sweet.
Oh yeah, I could totally see if you could get one. If you could get one a reasonable and have the ability to put a different motor in it, fuck it up a little bit, that'd be pretty sweet. The first thing I would do is ditch those fucking headlights. Oh my god, are they terrible?
The
That's the one thing I
headlights,
don't like about the car.
and I think the front fenders were a little bit funky.
Pull the fenders off, and then yeah, I'd pull the fenders off the front and do some different headlights.
Yep. I
It'd
think
be cool
maybe
to do like Ian, you know what E and J headlights are? Like old school hot rod E and J's. They're like it's like a long oval headlight from the side. Um and in the front there's only the ring is only maybe 5 inches on the outside. And I don't know if the actual lens is maybe 2.5, 3 inches maybe. They're very small and tight. I don't remember what E and J even stands for, but they were like a cast aluminum headlight that came on. I don't know what they came on. I can't even remember. I used to remember the history of them, but they're like really fucking unique and awesome looking, but they're ultra expensive. Like you find a used set and you can find a used junk set for like $2,500. Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
Yeah, but if you're building a Prowler, who cares, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, even these hot rod guys, some of the guys are like, "Oh, that costs how much?" And like, you spent how much on the motor? Like, does it need to do a burnout all day long or just for a little bit? Like, what it's all about what you want to spend your money on.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what cars are still around in another 20 years.
I think even 15 years ago, it was like there's never going to be cars that people hold on to anymore. I think that there's always going to be. It's just a matter of what actually sticks.
Yeah, like I said, which ones?
Yeah, 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 for sure. But I think a lot of people right now are going like even these supercar companies, they're all going like as analog as possible, which is really cool. There's like a pushback against the hypercar stuff,
Yeah, they're
which I think is
realizing
some.
they're building enthusiast cars, but they're not building them for enthusiasts, I think was the problem. So now it's starting to catch up. You know what I mean? They're starting to realize, hey, maybe our business model needs a little shifting.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, it's got to be hard to compete with. Well, I can't remember. I think we talked about it last time. There's like a Yanko Corvette or something like that. That's like 1,500 horse with like a 3-year warranty or some shit. It's like I don't know. I don't know if it's Yanko or it was some aftermarket that was doing it. It was still a pushrod motor, twin turbo pushrod motor. But yeah, 1,500 horse, like 3-year warranty. Like, how do you even compete with that? As far as like, I mean, it's still a Chevy Corvette. It's still going to be like you shut the door and it doesn't necessarily. It'll shut different and sound different, but it's not like a supercar, like where it's you know fucking $300,000 custom made body and shit. It's still a General Motors product in the
Right.
end. I mean, we've all worked on older Corvettes, and you know what? They're not that nice.
Yeah. I have been watching like a lot of supercar stuff, just background YouTube videos. And a lot of the guys, like the YouTubers that work on them, they laugh because they're like, this is pretty much just a kit car from a manufacturer. Like
Right.
the
I mean, that's why some of those like the Zinger, they're making their own motor and stuff. Like they're puffing their shoulders up a little higher because they make their own motor and stuff. It's like,
right.
Jesus Christ. When does it end though? You're gonna have like I want 15 cylinders and not 14. You know, like when does the customizing end? You know, it's just like as far as they want to push it, but it's still like it's really interesting.
As much as somebody will pay for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's nuts. Yeah, I would like the more I've driven this, I always thought R8s were cool until, driving this, the Audi I got, now I can definitely see where I would definitely potentially buy an R8. It'd have to be a V10, but
I mean,
yeah.
they're a Lamborghini Huracan in German clothing.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you get a 6-speed V10, man, oh my God. That'd be so much fun.
I've
It sounds like the most fun.
we watch them do wheelies at the drag strip, power
Yeah,
wheelies.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, it seems like I just saw one. There was one for sale in Texas. It was like a one of like 60 of them that had this certain like green color, and it was the first version of the R8s were the only ones that came with a 6-speed, from what Google told me. Um, but so it was the first, but it was like 85 grand, which is like a V10 6-speed car for 85 grand. Like it's a Lamborghini, dude. Like I don't know, be pretty rad.
I don't know which I
Maybe
would
something.
pick, the Huracan or the R8. I've been around both of them quite a bit, just because it's Florida, and I don't know. There's really cool things about both.
Yeah. I mean, I always thought the style, like, if you could get the older R8 and then put some of the newer R8 like headlights and stuff in it, that'd be pretty rad. But
Hmm.
it's a complete R8. I do,
I love cutting stuff up.
but you can get a V8 R8 pretty reasonable. But I mean, I think the car I have is probably just as quick. You know,
Yeah. Mm,
it's the
it-
same engine. You know,
yeah, I think for the money spent, you're not getting that much more car.
right? Yeah, that's definitely what my Audi buddy told me too. He's like, don't get tucked into a 4.2 R8. It's like, okay, that's fair.
I mean,
Let's go
I'm
right
sure
to
it's
the
still
10.
cool, but
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm sure it's a lot different feeling, but also it's gotta, if it's all-wheel drive is all-wheel drive, motor in the back is gonna help you with handling. But if you're just driving down the road, are you really gonna notice that much difference? I'm not really sure.
I don't
I've
know.
never ridden in one. I don't know.
I'm sure they feel like a very different car, but
I'm sure. I'm sure just how you sit in the fucker, probably.
right.
Anyway, so maybe someday. There's a lot more of those things down by you, man. Holy cow. There's none of those. There's no R8s up here. Barely, hardly any.
Sounds like you don't live near any fun people.
Fucking, I totally agree. Oh my God. So like the last month, it's snow. It was like 65 degrees one week. The next week it snowed 30 inches. The next week it was 70 degrees. This last week it was ice storm to where it shut down the town again. It's terrible. And
uh,
in the meantime, there were like semi-clean roads. So it's like even more like, the roads were clean. And then they're spraying brine down and shit. Ew. Ew.
right now at 11:30 in the morning on Easter, it's 80 degrees with a real feel of 91.
Uh, it's 46.
Well,
46 degrees.
before you get any more bitter about the weather, why don't you tell everybody where to find you online?
You can find me on the socials, on the Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Terror Shark TV, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and now at
Ooh.
terrorshark.com.
Ah,
I think I got to get
nice.
some fucking cars podcast shirts made and put on there so people can get
Ooh,
them.
yeah. I got to get a website together. That's one of my goals this year. We'll get that figured out.
So if you people want some merch, check it out. Every bit helps.
Yeah, girl.
I just gotta say, I keep getting Clark Griswold vibes from you right now, where the cop pulls up and
Oh,
he's like,
yeah.
"Pull over," and he's like, "It's a cardigan,
That's
thank
hard
you."
again. Thanks for asking.